There were several significant events that caught the attention of people on the Gulf Coast in 2019.
News 5's Bill Riles takes a look back at some of the top stories we reported this past year.
A tragic year in law enforcement. In January, Mobile police officer Sean Tudor was shot and killed while working undercover. Tudor's death came just 7 days after Sergeant Waitasha Carter was shot and killed during a robbery attempt in Birmingham. 5 other officers were also killed in the state. Auburn officer William Binkner, Monroe County Deputy Julius Daly, Tuscaloosa officer Dornell Cousette, and Huntsville officer Billy Clardy. Lowndes County Sheriff John Williams was shot and killed at a convenience store in November. In May, researchers announced the discovery of the last known ship to bring slaves to the U.S. from Africa. The Clotilda was found in the Mobile Delta near 12 Mile Island. Descendants still live in Africatown, the community founded by the 110 people brought here as slaves. The new $398 million Pensacola Bay Bridge between Gulf Breeze and Pensacola was open to traffic in July. Meanwhile, in October, grassroots opponents of plans for a new toll bridge in Bayway in Mobile and Baldwin County effectively defeated the project, with Governor Kay Ivey declaring it dead. The Alabama legislature passed a gas tax hike to fund infrastructure improvements in the state. That hike will eventually be an additional 10 cents per gallon. The legislature also passed a near-total abortion ban aimed at legal challenges, with hopes the issue would wind up in the Supreme Court as a challenge to Roe v. Wade. Those challenges have begun, with a federal judge blocking the law from going into effect. In the spring, the Department of Justice declared Alabama's prison system unconstitutional over violence. The DOJ threatened to sue the Corrections Department. It's one of the big issues facing lawmakers in the upcoming session. Kidnappings in Alabama were in the news for several weeks. 3-year-old Camille Cupcake McKinney was kidnapped and murdered in Birmingham in October. 2 people have been charged. In November, officials found the remains of Anaya Blanchard, the 19-year-old abducted from an Auburn convenience store. The man believed responsible, Ibrahim Yazid, was arrested in Escambia County, Florida. In politics, former U.S. Senator Jeff Sessions threw his hat into an already crowded Republican race for the U.S. Senate nomination in 2020. Some polls show Sessions now in the lead ahead of Tommy Tuberville and Bradley Byrne. In early December, a mass shooting at NAS Pensacola killed 3 sailors. The gunman, a Saudi aviation student, was shot and killed by deputies. That shooting opened debate about the training of Saudi military personnel at U.S. bases. Bill Riles, WKRG News 5.